So for the last 3 weeks, I have posted videos about how great it is to be an Uber driver, about how interesting my conversations are, the stories I have. I still love driving for Uber. I still believe in those pros. But I am coming to you right now, unscripted, unedited, to say you should not drive for Uber. Before the pandemic, before inflation, before inauguration, it was great. I had a surplus. Out to eat. Go on vacation. No, not so much. We make less and have more bills. We actually, until just recently, we were spending more on groceries than we were on a mortgage, which does speak to how fortunate we are to purchase our house before interest rates went up. Never moving again, unless I become a YouTube celebrity or we win the lottery. Very lucky there. But you should not be spending $1,500 on food and toiletries a month. That's just not the way it should be in this when you make $15, $20 an hour. I remember 2 years ago, I was working nights and cash rolling in $30, $40 an hour. I had a passenger once who was like, so, you make like what, $500, $600 a week? And I said, I've actually made that in one night before. Not every night, but it was really good there for a little bit. And when passengers would say, so you full time for survive, loved being able to say, I make a living wage. I can pay my bills. It's just part of the works. Blue collar workers, warehouse workers, fast food workers, 30 minutes to their job from their home. And they spend, it's their biggest expenses are Ubers. And, a lot of people's argument is just go get it. Years. One time did I get another job. I worked there 2 months. Great experience. But I came back to because I just felt like I was better at being a driver than I was in customer service. I had great numbers, but corporate life wasn't my personality. So it was a season, but one job in 10 years. We came back from scraping and saving for a family vacation. Only noises from our something was dragging, but there was nothing there. So we took it to the mechanic. They said it'll be $1,500, and I said I'll give you $600. And they said we can't repair everything with that amount. And I said, what can you do to get us back on the road so that we can drive to make the money to pay for the rest of the repairs? And they said $700. And I said, I'll give you $600. And they said, well, since you applied for a credit card, even though you got denied, I'll give you 10% off. And we were able to cover, basically emptied our bank account, got into the negative twice. My husband's twice. His bills were coming out faster than money was going in. I did switch back to days, which is kind of annoying because I really liked the stories that I was able to tell from driving nights, but I missed the sunshine. I wasn't waking up early enough to actually have a life outside of Uber. Now that I'm working the day shift, I can wake up feeling bright and sunny and deal with men flirting with me as much. It still happens, but anyway, I just decided to switch back to days. And for the last few days, I've been making about $18 an hour. Now, many, many, many people in the world, in my income bracket, many people make that work. Into account gas, maintenance, car repairs, car accidents. Yes, they happen. I average about $5 an hour on just those alone, which is basically my taxes. And today, I do everything I possibly can to be content with the life that the universe has given me and where I am at. And I'm grateful to have met the people that I did as an Uber driver. I'm grateful to have the freedom that I have. But today I had picked up a passenger who, lo and behold, was a pilot. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Went on this massive and glorious tangent, all the amazing perks about being a flight attendant. And like, when he left, when he got out of the car and we said goodbye, I got back in my car and I just started sobbing. I was like, what it would be so incredible if I were to apply for a job as a flight attendant to a great airline and I was able to travel the world for free. That would be the life. Because next to loved ones, family relationships, friends, two most important things in the world to me is writing and traveling. And I could do both with being a flight attendant. But every time someone suggests something like that to me, it makes me discontent because it just doesn't seem possible to make it work, you know? I applied for a flight attendant job, United, found out they had a 7-week unpaid training course. You don't have to pay, which is nice. It's great. Delta pays minimum wage. United pays $140 stipend a week just to cover your groceries. So in order for that to work, for me to even consider accepting a job as a flight attendant, if they even called me, I'd have to have $6,000 in my bank account. Let me tell you, it's been years since I've seen that number in my account. How in the world am I supposed to move on up in the world if I can't even get a leg up first? This is my argument. No one gets anywhere in life without somebody else being there for them. And I wanted so badly to be able to say, I got out of debt. I made life work just by working hard and spending less. We are working hard and spending less, and we have $12 in our account. My daughter made the mistake of telling her teacher this. And the social worker called and was like, are you okay? You able to put food on the table? I was like, just had a major car repair. We're fine. She was like, well, let me send you food and toiletries, and I'll see if she can, if there are any clothes that she might be interested in the clothing drive or whatever. And I was like, I really do appreciate it. It was a big blow to my ego to be told that I wasn't doing enough for my family. And rice. That would put out huge time. I am so incredibly grateful for every dollar, every tip, every good conversation. Because it's probably too late for me to transition to a new industry requires you to take a pay cut. That's what I've been telling myself. So if you are in your early 20s, just graduated high school, find something you love, work your way up while you have nothing to burden you. I failed at finding something I loved that I could chase after well into my 30s, 40s. It's too late. Don't drive for Uber. Just don't. Watch my funny videos. Live vicariously through me. I don't know what to tell you. This is the world that American voters are creating. It's a world where fast food warehouse, transportation workers. So please use your voice by voting. Use your brain